Welcome back to our channel, where we explore books that can transform your life. Today, we're diving into the captivating book, Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This book delineates rational and non-rational motivations or triggers associated with each type of thinking process and how they complement each other. Do you want to know how? Let's then dive into the summary of this incredible book and find out how. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Thinking Fast and Slow is all about how two systems, intuition and slow thinking, shape our judgment and how we can effectively tap into both. Using principles of behavioral economics, Kahneman walks us through how to think and avoid mistakes in situations when the stakes are really high. Daniel Kahneman, recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences for his seminal work in psychology challenging the rational model of judgment and decision-making, is seen by many as one of the world's most important thinkers. His ideas have had a profound impact on many fields, including business, medicine, and politics, and in Thinking Fast and Slow, he takes readers on a tour of the mind, explaining the two systems that drive the way we think and make choices. Joel Suss feels that the book should be made required reading for anyone who still holds fast to the notion that people make decisions rationally. Thinking Fast and Slow. Daniel Kahneman's are hardwired to be overconfident in their decision-making abilities, an evolutionary feature that allows us to instantaneously and comfortably make decisions and avoid the halting and in the distant past of human history, life-threatening paralysis that would result from constant self-doubt. People therefore have a hard time internalizing the idea that their preferences can be anything but coherent and consistent. Thus it comes as no surprise that, despite all the experimental evidence compiled to the contrary, rational agent theory persists as a cornerstone of microeconomic theory, underpinning many policies in our society. In Thinking Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman shatters its validity and warns against the societal implications that this understanding of human decision-making has. He explains in lucid and provocative detail all the biases and heuristics that we are prone to, all the quirks and complexities that make the human species far different from the Homo economicus of our economic textbooks, overflowing with insights and endlessly fascinating. This book covers a wide range of topics and spans decades of pioneering work in the field of psychology. It begins by describing the basic systems that govern human decision-making, the fast, intuitive, effortless, and confident System 1, and the slow, deliberative, effortful, and indolent System 2. Kahneman then moves on to pointedly disassemble and dismiss rational choice theory by showing the power of inconsequential factors as determinants of preference. The last section of the book explores the contrasting selves embodied in every individual, the remembering self and the experiencing self. The remembering self refers to the aspect in our nature that evaluates episodes by the lasting memory they leave, the one that keeps track of goals and keeps mental accounts. That answers the question, how satisfied are you with your life? The experiencing self is the aspect that feels every moment, that evaluates pleasure and pain on the go. Interestingly, these two selves are in conflict. The remembering self overweights the end of an episode and is indifferent to duration. It often promotes actions based on the memory that will result. Paradoxically, people may prefer an experience that is more painful in aggregate sum than another simply as a result of it ending on a less painful note, considering that there is much interest in devising and using measures of subjective well-being to inform policy. The distinction between the selves is incredibly important. It gets at a fundamental philosophical question. What is happiness? Is it the pursuit of pleasure over pain? Or is it accomplishing one's life goals or some preconceived end? Kahneman concludes that both selves are necessary in evaluating subjective well-being, as both give us important information. Focusing exclusively on one or the other therefore excludes an important aspect of well-being, considered the father of behavioral economics for good reason. Kahneman has had a prolific and hugely influential academic career. This book is a testament of the many contributions and collaborations he has been involved with in advancing the field. In this work, the author also seeks to stress the relevance of psychology in informing improved public policy. To use an example from the book. Take the explosion of fear with regards to the chemical aller, sprayed on apples to regulate their growth. The media sensationalized the story, leading to an exaggeration of the public understandably applied pressure on politicians to address the risk, and they in turn obliged with an exaggerated response, banning the use of the chemical and costing farmers a fortune. In the end, a small risk was blown totally out of proportion, and the net effect of the incident on public health was probably detrimental because fewer good apples were consumed. Certainly, therefore, psychology should inform the design of risk policies that combine the experts' knowledge with the public's emotions and intuitions, besides making the case for a greater role for psychology in public policy. Kahneman's motivation in writing this book is for the wealth of knowledge about behavior to become commonplace. In this endeavor, he succeeds handily, as the identification of judgment errors is a diagnostic task, which requires a precise vocabulary. By simply becoming familiar with the terminology presented throughout, the reader becomes equipped with an intuitive defense against common biases. When in a situation that screams, "Beware of the halo effect," or "You are overweighting low probabilities," or "What if this were framed differently?" the associative machinery within the brain, i.e. System 1, will spring the appropriate caution, and thus mistakes may be minimized. This book succeeds in instilling an awareness of the many biases and heuristics that lead to errors of judgments and poor decision-making. It should be made required reading for anyone. In this groundbreaking book, Daniel Kahneman explores the fascinating concept of two thinking systems that drive human thought processes. System 1 operates automatically, relying on instincts and past experiences to make quick judgments and decisions. On the other hand, System 2 requires conscious effort, attention, and cognitive resources to analyze information and make well-thought-out decisions. Throughout Thinking Fast and Slow, Kahneman presents key concepts such as heuristics, biases, decision-making, and emotional influences. Kahneman provides numerous real-life examples and experiments, illustrating the complexities of our thinking processes. One important aspect discussed in the book is the presence of biases and errors in our thinking. Kahneman uncovers how our minds can be influenced by cognitive biases, affecting our judgments and decisions. Thinking Fast and Slow also offers practical strategies for improving our decision-making skills. By being aware of our thinking patterns, engaging System 2, and challenging biases, we can strive to make more rational and informed choices. So, what can we learn from Thinking Fast and Slow? Firstly, understanding the distinction between System 1 and System 2 thinking allows us to navigate our thought processes more effectively. Secondly, recognizing and addressing biases can help us make better decisions. Lastly, by actively engaging our slower thinking System 2, we can overcome impulsive judgments and arrive at more thoughtful conclusions. Thinking Fast and Slow is a thought-provoking book that challenges our understanding of how we think and make decisions. It provides valuable insights into the complexities of human cognition and offers practical strategies for improving our decision-making skills. If you're interested in exploring the fascinating world of behavioral psychology and understanding the inner workings of your mind, Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman is a must-read. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found this book summary helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more book summaries and insightful content. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or have any other recommendations for us. Until next time, stay awesome and keep learning.